Hey everybody, this is Sage Valentine, and this is my review of NBC's Believe, Season 1, Episode 3, Origin. Bo and Tate are still on the run, so we don't see them until the next part of the episode. So the episode opens with Scorus and Winter having this meetup. They're trying to make like a truce between one another. Scorus basically wants Bo. He asks about her, and he says that he's, like, exhausted, and he asks, does she know, Winter says she's exhausted, and he asks, Winter, does she know that Tate is her father, and he says, no, not yet. Scorus starts asking about you, me, and Nina. Nina is, Bo's mom, for those who are just, like, tuning in. Nina's Bo's mom, so, he's basically talking about an opportunity for him to honor Nina. So apparently Nina must have passed away. Winter feels like he's honoring her already by taking care of her daughter. Scorus has a flashback. He meets Nina. She's like a psychic in one of those little psychic storefronts. She tells him all about his life and himself, and he's like talking to her and saying different things. I think he's trying to convince her, to come with him. He says, I was looking for you. Come to find out, this was Bo's little dream as well, because Bo seems to have dreams of her mother, just like her mother had dreams of her. So, Bo is basically fresh and new to the world, and Tate's like kind of wondering, like, why does that's what I guess he likes about her, the fact that everything is new to her, because I guess she spent most of her life kind of locked up, and recently she's been kind of out and about because she's never been to New York, so she doesn't know anything about it. So Tate and Bo are on their way to some type of address that Winter gave them, because everywhere they go they're not safe since Tate is a fugitive, so they kind of have to find a place to go and kind of stick there without being seen. So the authorities claim that they see Tate and Bo, because I believe it's the FBI, because Scorus has everyone under the sun looking for this little girl, and he recruited this FBI agent who felt like making a national alert through an Amber Alert was a lot better than the way that Scorus was doing it with his mercenaries. So one of the members of the FBI identifies Bo, and then he sees her eyes change, and then the camera goes out, so he knows that she has a car and they abandoned it and they're just on foot walking. So Bo, for some reason, stops in the middle of the street, and when she stops, this car nearly hits her, and the driver gets out, is freaking out, and this woman gets out, and she's just angry. Her name is Delcash. We find out later. She's played by the actress Shohreh Aghdashloo. She's a great actress, in my opinion, and she pops up on every single show possibly, but one of her greatest roles, in my opinion, though it may have been a tad bit stereotypical, was in 24, when she played the young teenage boy who was supposed to be a terrorist son. His name started with a B, but I can't. His name started with a B. Bosch something, but I can't remember what his name was. All I remember is that she played his mother, and she's popped up in other shows as well because she's that awesome. She gets out, she's pissed off, and then they part ways. But she kind of looks at Bo a little funny, and Bo looks at her a little bit funny. Scorus has a bedroom for Bo at his compound, so apparently he had this room built, and it's like a little girl's room. It's all in pink, and it's a cute little bedroom. Winter, I think, as they stopped, somehow Tate grabbed the woman's wallet, and Bo's all upset. Bo's like, listen, you can't take the wallet. Come to find out, Delcash has no money in her wallet. That's how you know she's wealthy. Not a dollar in there, because most wealthy people carry cards. They don't really carry cash. So, they decide to return the wallet to Delcash. The authorities are like kind of having this big conversation with one another, trying to figure out where she is, and they're kind of on their boot heels, if you will. Like Tate and Bo are kind of like maybe, I don't know, a stride or two in front of them, but they're clipping on their heels. So Bo finds out that the lady, when they go to visit the woman, because what happens is when they get through the bottom floor, the doorman tries to stop them, so Bo does something and the electricity goes out except for the elevator. They get up there, Bo meets Del Cash, and they talk, and she tells her, like, you lost your husband and your son. And she tells her the story about how she lost her husband, she lost her son, and she was sent to America first. And then her husband and her son were supposed to arrive after. But something happened and they didn't arrive, so. Apparently Tate goes in the apartment, and once again he's taking something. He stole this woman's necklace with what looks like a, some type of flying bird or something on it. And, the FBI is still searching for Tate and Bo. But they know that Tate will not go down without a fight. So the FBI agent, the head one, she's all like, well, we have to make sure to bring all these cops because he won't go down without a fight. So Winter met Bo's mom in the beginning, and she had a boyfriend. But what happened was, which was obviously Tate. And what happened was that Scorus told her to break it off. And during the conversation with Winter, she reveals that she's pregnant. So Bo and Tate are talking, and she tells Tate that he's just as bitter as Del Cash is. Winter learns that Bo and Tate made it to the safe house. The safe house looks like an old Salvation Army building in New York. One of those buildings where they go and it's like a homeless shelter. But as they go past, the little Bo catches the eye of this homeless woman. It's African American woman. So as Bo and Tate are like settling in, Bo looks out and sees, but even before she sees the cops, what happens that Winter put up all these messages, and he gave Tate a new identity and everything to hide. And he told him, once you see this message, you have to burn it. So Tate is burning it, and as Bo looks outside, she sees the woman talking to the cops and telling them where to go, and they're running. So they make it. Bo and Tate basically escape. They're about to go through one door, but Bo says go through another. And they're coming down the fire escape, but Bo is scared. And Tate's like yelling and screaming at her. And Bo is like, no, you have to be nice. You have to be nice to me. I can't go down without you being nice. So he nicely talks her down, and they get away. Winter made a promise to Bo's mom to take care of Bo. Tate wants to pawn the necklace. And they go to this pawn shop. They're on their way to this pawn shop, and she says that the lady gave up after not finding her husband and her son. Because the whole premise of the episode is a woman mourning the decades loss of her son. So Bo finds the son working in a pawn shop, and the FBI lady is like outside, I think, of the it might be of the homeless shelter, and she's talking to this little girl. The little girl's worried, and she's like, I can't stay on too long. So she too has a young daughter the same age as Bo. So maybe once she meets Bo, that will start some dialogue or take down the wall between the two of them. I don't know. You know how, like, if somebody has a child and they see a child, sometimes it melts the hardness outside of them. It melts down the ice wall they have towards humanity. So sometimes. Bo's mom, for some reason, is afraid of her own mother. So I guess her own mother had those powers. And her mother must have turned evil or something. And Bo's mom is just frightened. Nina is frightened of her. Winter has her sit down. She's relaxed. And he tells her to draw a picture of what scares her. She draws a picture of her mother. Then what makes you happy? And she draws a picture. And the picture resembles Tate and Bo running together. Walking together. And Scorus thinks that, you know, it's her. She's the little girl in the picture. She said, no, I'm not in this picture. Del Cash ends up meeting her son because Tate and Bo walk him all the way back to the apartment. And it's a really emotional scene when she's crying. But what happens is that when Tate goes outside, Tate is like basically arrested because Del Cash and her, I guess she called the cops. So the cops came and they're arresting him. And as they're arresting them, you see another scene where Nina's mom is like standing in a room with all these men that are, I guess they're like government contractors, and admirals and sergeants, all those head military people whose names I get confused from time to time. But Scorus has a drone popping up in the sky and has it shoot out a missile, and Bo's mom is supposed to destroy it. She destroys it when it's nearly, I would say, a good maybe 400 feet away from the window where they are, and she destroys it. Everybody's clapping. Then all of a sudden, Nina goes right into labor. The cops run Tate's background, and it gets back to Winter's people that, and the FBI, that Tate is the fugitive, and they can't do anything to block this information, because what I forgot to mention was that one of Winter's men decided he didn't want to do it anymore, because they started out with 10 people, now they're down to 6, and I guess he's afraid he's going to die, so he splits. They needed him for that malware to break down or mess up that computer system so they wouldn't see it. So the FBI learns that the ID that, even they knew it from going into Tate and Bo's room at the homeless shelter and seeing the remnants of the paper that Tate was burning. One of the FBI agents made out a name and saw it. So they knew that it was fake, and they got a red flag on it, and they're all like freaking out and running out, and Tate and Bo end up running because the FBI agents are closing in. Winter's in the car with Channing. He jumps out during the traffic and he says, I gotta go. He helps them, aids them, they go into the subway. But before they even get to the subway, I think this cop pulls a gun on Tate, and the bullets fall out, and the gun starts coming apart completely. Sadly, at the end of the episode, it seems pretty happy because Bo and Winter and Tate end up on the subway. I believe it's the 1 train, and they're riding it. Bo says something about protecting her, are we safe or something, and Winter says, yeah, we're safe. And Winter goes back in his mind to a memory of being there with Bo's mom as she's pushing, and once Bo is born, she dies. It's a pretty sad scene. It's about as sad as that scene was watching Del Cash meet her son. Both of those scenes were really, really sad. And then all of a sudden, Bo says, don't worry, Milton, you kept your promise. So I think Bo knows that Tate is her father, but she's just waiting for him to figure it out. I think she knows. But the cute part was that she held on to Milton's hand, Winter, and she held on to Tate's hand. I guess she sees them both as father figures, even though Tate is her real father. This episode, they're 3 episodes into the season so far, and this episode was okay. It was sad more than anything. Hopefully, NBC gives this show a chance and they allow it to keep going, because the stories seem to be opening and the storyline seems to be blossoming more and more and more. And I'm not as critical as other people. No offense or no shade to anybody else, but I'm not as critical as far as the special effects, because I know in the first seasons of these shows, for the most part, they really don't, especially on NBC and CBS, they really don't get that money like Fox and ABC do and CW, so they deal with what they have. So I really like it, and I like this episode, and I'm looking forward to next week's episode, because apparently Bo is lifting up a taxi cab with her mind, and I can't wait to see that. So anywho, guys, thanks for tuning in to my review. Definitely tuning to my reviews tomorrow of The Walking Dead and the following, as well as for the rest of the week, Survivor and The Red Road and Hannibal. Thanks, guys. And if you ever want to chat, hit me up on Twitter at Sage Valentine. Definitely, if you need a little light reading, bloggers, I hope you can handle it. And WordPress is The Truth Is. If you like this, you like my reviews, anything else, definitely subscribe. And if you like what you hear, thumbs up. But if anybody else has, an opinion on the show, you just started watching the show, anything at all, definitely leave a comment. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. And have a nice rest of your Sunday and an awesome Monday, because I will be back with my other 2 reviews on Monday. Anywho, guys, thanks for tuning in. Mwah. Bye, guys.